Oh man. Oh wow.
Well, hello and welcome to the Points of Interest podcast. This is the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja. And right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
Hi everyone. I think we're currently holding auditions to have somebody rub Josh's head during the any time we record a podcast. So, if you happen to be in the major Colorado, Denver area,
I'm in need of a head
rub
rubber.
Josh's head for an hour. Yeah. That's our new gimmick for Points of Interest.
Yes. We came up with this awesome gimmick, and if we only knew enough people to make it happen, but yeah. One day maybe you might even see it come about, so we won't even spill the beans, but we came up with an awesome gimmick that, I mean, you'll know it when it happens, if it happens.
Exactly.
Yes, listeners.
How's it going, man?
You are first in the chat,
Woo!
first here, so, congrats, you won something. Oh,
You should
wait,
win something.
Wait. Do I have it? I think I have it. Here, wait.
Points.
Ah. We have points. We have points. How am I?
How
How
many
are you?
pennies do you have to give Hardwick every time you press that button? How many cents do you have to give him?
I don't know. Probably a lot.
There's $1. My ginger.
So far. Yeah, Ginger's in the house as well. People are joining. Francis, you asked me, but I'm the host. You're my guest. How are you, my friend?
A guest. We're with you every
Guest.
week.
I know. You're my
I'm the longest running guest you've had.
ever.
It's like
You're the
you
only
just keep
one that
booking me.
Yeah, you're the only one that just never said no, and it was just like, well, I guess I'll just. Yeah, he's just a permanent guest now.
I'm the Andy Richter to your Conan O'Brien.
Mm.
I am the
I mean,
oh my god,
Ed McMahon,
the guy from
to
David
somebody-
Letterman. Oh, Ed McMahon to
to
well, David
Carson.
Letterman had the what do you call it? The musician guy. What's his name?
What is his name, Francis?
Can't remember his name anymore.
Well, neither can
I don't
I.
remember his name
I
anymore.
was kind of hoping you would, so I wouldn't
I don't know.
have to look it up.
But
I'm not gonna look
yes,
it. Phil or something
Hi-yo.
like that. What was his name? Phil or Steve?
I don't remember. But I'll be happy to. Are you gonna get an envelope and predict what's inside the envelope there, Josh?
Paul Schaefer.
Paul Schaefer.
Thanks
you.
for the
Think of
save
us,
there.
mate.
Am I gonna hold up an envelope and guess what's inside of it? No.
Yeah, where the Johnny where he would wear a turban and he'd
Right.
put the envelope to his forehead and go, the punchline to a joke, and then he'd open the thing. It's like the joke.
I don't know if you ever are a avid peruser. I believe it's Tubi. Maybe it's Pluto. Either one. It's one of those two free ones. Johnny Carson has a channel, and they just do 24/7 Johnny Carson, and it's the old classic stuff. I don't know, in what decade or season they run in, because I don't really tune in that often, but on a Saturday when you're cleaning up and there's nothing else really on, you throw on an old ass Johnny Carson. That shit holds up.
Yeah, he has a bunch of YouTube clips that I would watch
Mm.
where it would just be him doing gags or talking to guests, and it's so different from how they are nowadays, where it's just a lot of like pandering to one another, like, "Oh, you're amazing. Oh no, you're amazing. Oh,
Right.
you're so funny. Oh no, you're so funny."
Right.
Where like
They should just like get a
Jonathan
fucking,
Winters would come on and like there'd be ribbing and there'd be like making fun of each other,
that was a good guess. That the guy you just said, Jonathan Winters, good guess.
Jonathan Winters, yeah.
Always a good guest. I'm trying to think of the guy that was in fucking the third Bandit movie.
The third Bandit movie. Oh my God.
Yeah. Damn it. Italian guy, kind of tubby. Shit.
Italian guy, kind of tubby.
Look it up. Look up the third Bandit movie.
Is it just called Bandit?
Smokey and the Bandit, Part 3.
Oh, Smoking the Bandit 3. Oh. Yeah. Oh, Dom DeLuise.
Dom DeLuise. Yeah, you got it.
Oh, wow. How did I pull that out of my butt?
I have no idea.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Dom DeLuise. He was awesome. Or is. I don't know.
He was.
Is he alive still?
No, he's been dead for a while.
Okay. He was funny.
He was. He used to do commercials for I forget, some type of soup or something. And maybe he did Campbell's, but he used to do commercials. Yeah, all the time. So no, I love Johnny Carson. I like that. I like that era of television where, like I said, that it was just like what there wasn't that kind of like ass kissing that happens in current kind of late night television. So
yeah,
cool.
It seems like a lot of late night interviews nowadays just seems to be like the host just jerking the guest off the whole time,
which is fine actually, because they're there to promote something,
sure,
right? But like Johnny had a conversation versus James Gordon where he's like, so we pre-planned all of this conversation, so let's talk about the thing that we pre-planned already. While Johnny's like, what's up? Like, what's going on? What's happening?
we're all pretty drunk, so say something funny.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
say something funny, Dom.
Right? Yeah. Oh man, there was ribbing, there was making fun of each other. It was great. Like that was quality television.
I mean, Alf was the host of the Tonight Show for a week, and everybody played along. Don't me.
Well, no, was it Kermit?
Kermit was a host as well.
A host too. Yeah.
And Ed McMahon played along. Ed McMahon probably thought it was a real fucking frog.
Well, he's too busy making people buy magazine subscriptions and giving them checks, oversized checks.
Oversized checks.
He's Publishers Clearinghouse, isn't he?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. Here.
I don't even care if it was for something else, but I want to get one of those oversized checks. I'll see if Savannah will send me one in like a poster tube or something.
Well, I'm hoping would be great is if she had for some reason like a blank oversized check, and then she could just write it, just sign it to you, just give you just here you go, here's money.
That would be awesome.
Not money, but obviously,
right, not for real money, but just to play along, that'd be cool. Listener's mate said, I love Conan O'Brien, but only loved him because of Jay Leno. Oh, because Jay Leno pissed me off how he treated Conan. I mean, you should also like Conan more because he's funnier.
Yeah, the truth.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Speaking of Jay, so he's working on a car, 3 to 6 months ago, lights himself on fire, right?
Did he really?
You live like 3 blocks from where this happened, and you didn't hear about it.
I don't care about Jay Leno. Otherwise, I would have followed.
Well, I mean, okay, fair. You're not 97 years old. Why would you care about Jay Leno?
Yeah.
But he was in his garage full of 3 billion different kind of cars. He was working on some old ass car, and there was a gas leak of some sort, and something sparked, but there was gas all over him, and he caught fire. His face was on fire. His hands were on fire. It made the news. It was everywhere.
Oh, my God.
It even hit my Twitter.
Wow.
Okay? And so it must have been. I don't know how you missed it. But
I must have been asleep that day.
he recovers from that, And then just the other day, I think a car fell on him or something like that. Something else happened with a car, and like he's injured again.
Somebody out there wants him to die or something. Jesus, wow.
It's Johnny Carson.
Here it is. Okay,
it's Johnny Carson's ghost.
Yeah, the ghost of Johnny.
You fucked up my show.
Okay, so he has a. Okay. All right, he says, White Stream. He was working on a clogged fuel line in the undercarriage of a 1907 White Stream steam car, parked in his 140,000 square foot garage. $140,000 square feet. Like, you could house all of Los Angeles in the 140,000 square foot garage. Wow.
Ginger came in. It was a motorcycle accident he just had, just like the other day, 3 or 4 days ago. So yeah, it
wow.
Burned himself with steam or fire. It was one of the two, and then had a motorcycle accident. It's just like, Jay, just sit down. You have enough money for people to work on the cars and you to sit in a chair and go, yes, continue working on my car. And then you get to drive it and start it and shit. You know, like.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. He's 72 years old though. What do you think? Should he stop doing what he's doing at 72?
No, because I might be 72 and still doing this, and I'd hate for someone to be like, this guy needs to stop. But maybe he needs to
slow down,
go with supervision. Maybe, I don't know.
All I know is that I think he's childless. So, it's not like, I mean, you'd think he'd want to take care of himself to live as long as possible because he doesn't have any heirs or anything.
Right.
And his wife is like 4 years older than him, so, she might go before him. Well, I doubt it. Women usually live longer than men. But, yeah. Let's see. How much is he worth?
Maybe it's karma for taking Letterman's spot.
How much do you think he's worth?
Jay Leno.
Mm-hmm.
My friend went to a dinner thing, and he was the entertainment.
Okay.
And he saw how much they paid him to be the entertainment for the night.
Wow. Okay.
So I am going to say probably $500 million.
You're spot on, 100%. $450 million or $500 million.
Yeah.
That's how much this guy's worth.
That's a good guess.
With that much money, you could hire somebody to fix your car.
Exactly. You can hire an entire F1 team to just do it for you.
I know why he doesn't.
I mean, I get it. It'd be like asking us to put the mics down or put a video game controller down or stop playing video games or whatever. Like the same kind of thing. But when you play a video game or you do this, sure, lights might fall on you, but that's going to be a little hot maybe. But it's not a car. It's not a motorcycle. It's not fire.
Your thumbs might cramp up a little bit, but I think that's the worst of it.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's that whole situation is just sit down. Just sit down.
Well, look, we spent a little bit of time talking about a person we don't like. Maybe we should spend some time talking about people we do like.
Like who?
Well, I don't know. You're the one who sent me this thing.
No. Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess we could do that. There's a couple things here. we'll see if we can work into them. But so I saw this thing on the interwebs.
I didn't know you had other things.
There's
Sorry.
no,
Sorry for pushing it on the other.
no, it's fine. Because depending on how long this takes.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll just see. I might fall into.
Don't do that. Don't, listeners mate. Stay away from the light.
Oh yeah, that's you don't want to do that.
Stay away. Don't fall into it.
Yeah, don't fall into it. Don't walk towards it. You know, if you're gonna walk towards anything, maybe walk towards like, I don't know, a lifesaver. Or
yeah,
it's wherever you keep the insulin. I don't know.
That's true.
You definitely don't want to walk unless it's like the light to the refrigerator where medicine is kept.
Oh, that's true.
You know, or the light to the kitchen or the medicine cabinet or something. You can walk towards that light.
To the bathroom.
But, you know,
Yeah.
any kind of tunneled light, you probably want to stay away from that.
You're right. Or, yeah. Or the light embrace of a loved one.
As they gently caress your head.
As they just
Oh, people
for an hour.
People have no idea what's going on. All right, so I saw this thing. It's titled "The Most Universally Liked People," and it's set up like a college bracket, an NBA bracket, whatever. I'll quickly run over all the names that are included when we'll break down, and we're gonna have fun with this. I hope.
There's like four people I don't understand that are on this list. But go on.
We'll get to it. But the lists, I wish I put these people in order, but I'm just going to go down the left-hand side of the bracket, and then we'll go down the right-hand side of the bracket, and then we'll explain as we go. But Bob Ross, The Rock, Keanu Reeves, Mr. Rogers, Alex Trebek, Jamie Foxx, Dolly Parton, Robin Williams, Shaq, Paul Rudd, Steve Martin, Tony Hawk, Steve Irwin, Jack Black, Danny DeVito, and Brendan Fraser. These are the bracket that was presented in the memes. Those are the people we're going to play. What do you want to do? Left hand side or right hand side first?
Well, it looks like we'll just do it actually based off this bracket. So they're pitting Bob Ross versus The Rock.
Okay, that's what I'm saying though. Who you want to start with, the left hand or the right hand side?
We'll do left hand side first.
All right. So the first battle, and everybody else, you guys can join in too. It's not going to be just us talking about it, but Bob Ross versus The Rock. So you were the podcasting partner for life, permanent guest. So why don't you go ahead?
No, I don't think actually William Shatner. I am not surprised is on this list because I hear he's actually very difficult to work with especially in his youth. So I'm not surprised he's not on this list.
Right.
I don't think I think Adam West should be on this list because I hear he was always a delight to work with.
Mm-hmm.
I would have probably replaced. There's at least again 4 people on this list I would have replaced him with.
Me as well.
But I'll mention it. Yeah, I'll mention it when we get to those people.
Fair.
The Rock and Bob Ross, I actually do believe they should be on here because they're both beloved. And sure, The Rock doesn't do as much Make-A-Wish stuff as John Cena does, which is kind of like, why somebody... Again, John Cena should be on this list because I think he's universally liked. I think everyone loves John Cena. Maybe they couldn't find him. But Bob Ross...
Points.
Sorry. I like that. I like that sounder. That's great. But I feel like this is unfair.
Been waiting to do that for 6 months.
I'm glad you have it. I'm glad you have it potted up.
Yes.
For this. But yeah, I feel like this is an unfair fight. I think Bob Ross is just way more wholesome and liked versus The Rock. I think The Rock is really liked as well, but I think when it comes to overall just being loved by all generations, I'm pretty sure Bob Ross 100% takes out The Rock for sure. in this battle. What do you think, Josh?
I
between these two?
completely and totally agree with you. The Rock, awesome guy, got a cool
Yeah.
fucking eyebrow.
Yeah,
Entertained
it's not just
millions.
his.
He's a great promo. Hot take. I think every movie he's been in as a supporting character, pretty fucking solid.
Yeah,
Every
I
movie
agree.
he stars in kind of sucks.
Well, I never saw Walk Tall and what was the other one where it was where he was in the jungle? Or maybe the same movie. I don't
Jungle
know. He had like a
Cruise?
wooden 2x4. No, actually, he was good. Jungle Cruise is a good movie. I would give him that. But he's co-lead with a couple of other people. Shazam was awful. I mean Shazam. Black Adam was awful. But anyway, I agree with you with that as well.
Like, yeah, he's an entertaining person. He
Yeah,
was fun to watch
great.
wrestling. He's got one of the most ridiculous finishing moves in the history of wrestling. But he's just he's an entertainer. He's just a movie star. Whereas Bob Ross taught whether people actually picked it up or not, he gave you an appreciation for art. He definitely inspired people to pick up art and do things, whether it was his style or just pick up art in general. I will agree. Liked by generations. Doesn't matter. Most people know who the hell Bob Ross is. And I will go, he's an educator versus an entertainer. And education will always win over entertainment.
Yeah, I agree.
Listener's Mate says The Rock is a worldwide phenomena. Bob Ross is a phenomena. I say that because I learned a few years ago that people in England and Australia know nothing about Bob Ross.
By now though, I think they probably know. I think memes have spread enough because I was watching. I watch regularly Irish people trying stuff. I've been watching it for the last, oh my God, like 6 or 7 years now. This one channel of people, of just Irish people trying things. And one of their videos was a Bob Ross video where they painted, drunk painting, of course.
I know which channel you're talking about. I'm a really big
Bob
fan
Ross
into
as like,
Irish Jesus. He's good.
Oh yeah. So you know exactly which one what channel I'm talking about because there's an Irish Jesus there. But they did a whole Bob Ross one and they knew exactly who he was. So I think it's spreading. I think the memes are helping Bob Ross get out there. He may not be well known everywhere, but he's definitely. Oh my God, I'm not gonna make the joke, but anyway, just like COVID, he's spreading around.
I can't give you half points for that because I don't have half of that word cut off there, but half points.
All right.
You're good. So the next bracket. So we'll say Bob Ross goes on to the next. We'll face the winner of Keanu Reeves versus Mr. Rogers. Again, you get first. You get first dibs.
Well, if we're sticking to education versus entertainment, then Mr. Rogers kind of would hands down win. But I'm actually going to argue for Keanu Reeves because I feel like I think Mr. Rogers had it pretty good. He was beloved probably his entire life, while Keanu Reeves had a redemption arc in which he was kind of made fun of a lot during his Speed days. Not for Speed specifically, but
not
like
for doing it either.
Other movies he did. Yeah, not for doing Speed. Yeah, right. Well, I'm pretty sure he's never, the way he is now, I'm pretty sure he's never really done heavy drugs. He's probably done some drugs, but
he's a pothead for
done
sure.
Anything extreme. Sure.
He's had a few mushroom sessions as well, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm certain he's been enlightened by maybe some microdosing of some acid or something, because this guy's a pretty mellow dude.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give it to Keanu because he had an arc where he was again the butt of jokes for like decades, and then all of a sudden he's kind of beloved by everyone now. There's no one can really say a bad thing about him. Plus, there's that sad Keanu meme, and so far, my understanding is he's just really nice, like to everyone, all the time. Not to say that Mr. Rogers wasn't,
Right.
but like, Mr. Rogers was kind of like beloved the moment he was on screen. So he had a terrible disadvantage in the sense of like everyone loved him off the bat. So
Well, I'll
plus he killed people in
I'll disagree with you on this one because
Okay.
Keanu Reeves, he's just an actor. He's a nice guy from what everybody says, but like, he's just an actor. And I give him points because he was in Bill and Ted and he was in Speed. But, he's just an actor. Mr. Rogers used both of his middle fingers and flipped off the camera on PBS television while singing a song.
True.
I mean, it was about
And
different
he did all the
people.
puppet work.
I mean, it was about like different people. Like the fingers represented
Right.
different people, but he was singing a song and going like this.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So
education, for me, education wins on that one, but,
well, look, because we have to have someone go to the next round,
yeah.
and unless the chat room says otherwise, let's push Mr. Rogers to the next round with Bob, because I feel like that's an unfair fight. If Keanu got pushed anyway against Bob, I think makes much more sense as a fight, Bob versus Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
So,
so going on that though. Oh, go ahead.
Well, listener says Michael Keaton, the actor, wouldn't be what he is today if it wasn't for Mr. Rogers. Keaton was an intern. Mr. Rogers eventually became a paid staff member, a member of the staff. Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know Keaton and Rogers had that relationship. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. So we'll finish the bracket. So Bob Ross versus Mr. Rogers.
Okay, you want to finish that already?
Well, yeah, we'll finish that before we go on to the next bracket.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh my god.
Yeah, see, that's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Well, look, Mr. Rogers, I feel had more. Just if we're going to do pure education, he did more than Bob Ross did. Bob Ross only painted. Mr. Rogers taught you how to, to count. Taught you how to about different colors. I'm thinking he did the voices for all of the people in that one imaginary land, right, for the puppets, which I wish I could remember the name of that place, but I can't. He had and he also had a cast of characters like Mr. McFeely, and he had neighbors and whatnot, and we were his neighbor technically. So I think Rogers wins against Ross. I think Bob Ross, great guy, love his hair, but
yeah, I will agree with you on this one as well. I think although Bob Ross I think has lasting power over Mr. Rogers, I think we're not talking about I mean, it is, I guess, universally liked people, but I'm not 15 years old or 10 years old right now. So I got to look at, who is inspirational to me, who meant something to me. And although Bob was there every afternoon, it was Mr. Rogers that was there, during the daycare years and teaching you about imagination and wearing house shoes as opposed to outside shoes, and that kind of thing. So I got to go with Mr. Rogers on that one.
okay.
I got to write
All right,
that down
he made
so
it.
I got to write that down so we don't forget.
Okay.
All right, so the next bracket would be, I'll stick to the same side. Alex Trebek versus Jamie Foxx.
So this is the one I don't get. These are two I don't
these
get.
are two that I don't understand why they're on there. I mean, I do understand why Trebek's on there to a point, but when you look at the pantheon of everybody on here, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Now, I get, like, I mean, I don't get it. I feel like there's a lot of other actors who are more universally liked than Jamie Foxx.
Right.
But like Chadwick Boseman was universally loved. You know, if you needed a black actor or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I would think you'd put like Chadwick. He was universally, everyone loved that guy. But whatever. I feel like it kind of even though I know. And here's the other thing. Rumor was Alex Trebek was such a pain in the ass to work with. Like he was apparently, and again, this is all speculation, you know.
Love
but
that
he
word.
was, from what I've heard, was he was like an awful like person to work with.
I mean that would suck.
Yeah, but I don't know for sure. Those were just rumors, you know, that he was. He could have been amazing for all I know. So that again, I don't know why he's on here. But he did do great rap lyrics. Well, I know that Jamie Foxx is an actual accomplished musician. So I think between the two of them, I totally would I would actually put Jamie Foxx over Alex Trebek, in all honesty. Because, again, I feel like I've seen enough bad Alex Trebek to be like, he leaves a bad taste in my mouth, versus Jamie Foxx, where I actually never hear anything bad about Jamie Foxx, in all honesty. Like, I haven't heard anything terrible about Jamie Foxx. So.
But you don't hear anything about Jamie Foxx anymore.
Not normally, but when he was doing, like, back in the early 2000s, when he was doing a bunch of TV shows, or a bunch of movies, and he was, like, just kind of in everything. All anyone ever said, again, all just hearsay, but they're like, oh, it's so great to work with, so much fun, and, like, a really nice guy. So, you know. And again, who knows for sure. So
Sure.
Jamie Foxx wins. Personally, I think Jamie Foxx wins over Alex Trebek.
Sure. Well, okay. Well, Alex Trebek, entertained for, almost over 20 years, easily. I think it was closer to 30 years.
25, yeah. 30, yeah, probably.
It was the star of a trivia show for that entire time. The show became synonymous with Alex Trebek. The mustache of Alex Trebek became synonymous with Alex Trebek. To the point when Bandy shaved it off, I mean, that was like internet breaking shit. And I think that there's, you know, also the sad story of his passing.
Right.
That touched the heartstrings of people. Whereas Jamie Foxx, I think, is going to have longer lasting power. You know, and he was Ali. He played Muhammad Ali in a movie.
That's true.
And he was good.
That's true.
He was good at it. I mean, I wasn't around for Muhammad Ali, but damn it, I was convinced that he was Muhammad Ali. So, like, this kind of goes against my education versus entertainment theory. Because, you know, although educational in a sense that the Jeopardy show is an educational type of show, it is a game show at the end of the day. And it, you know, game shows are like bubblegum kind of, unless it's Price is Right. So
Right.
I'll go with Jamie Foxx on this one as well.
All right.
Not really convincing
All right.
argument from me necessarily, but
I will take it.
we'll go with it. The next one, Dolly Parton versus Robin Williams.
Well, this is again another unfair battle because I feel Robin Williams is, I think, again, the only celebrity I've ever really like felt anything for when they passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that alone kind kind of puts him over the top. I mean, look, Dolly Parton's amazing. Actually, she has, you know, she's very charitable. She's kind. She's lovely. Everyone, again, nothing has anything terrible to say about Dolly Parton.
Mm-hmm.
She's lovely. She can make fun of herself. She understands this. She understands that her boobs are huge. She gets it. Like she gets the joke, right? Like she gets the joke that, like, yeah, she's always had these things her entire life, and she finds it funny. But and Swiss and Bullets refuses to make a choice at all, which I don't blame you for not wanting to make a choice between these two, because
of the bracket, the entire bracket, I think this is the hardest one.
This is the hardest one, but I think I would not be as I'd be sad, but I wouldn't be as downtrodden if Dolly Parton passed away at the same time as Robin Williams had. So Robin Williams win just for that, because again, I find that his comedy and his, even though it was fake, I guess, but his pseudo love for life, right, was there, and I can relate to that. Like he was a fake it till you make it kind of guy for a really long time. Plus, he named his daughter Zelda after Legend of Zelda.
True.
So he's a gamer. Yeah. So he's like a gamer and a nerd too. So there's a lot to love about Robin Williams.
There is. I mean, and I will not argue of the two, if they were both to pass at the same time. I can't see 6 years ago the Points of Interest crew, recording crew, getting together and recording our reactions to Dolly Parton's passing, like we did.
That's right. We did a whole episode
for
of Robin Williams. Right. I forgot about that. Yeah. That's right.
But that being said, Francis.
Ooh.
Another hot take, perhaps. Regardless of how everybody feels about vaccinations, of all the people that are out there that have millions of money that could have helped fund research for it, only one lady put up her money, and that was Dolly Parton.
Oh. Yeah, but Robin Williams was around for that.
Okay, that's fair. Okay. But I'm just saying, like, that's why I think this is the hardest fucking bracket of the whole thing. And they're both entertainers. So you can't have the argument of an entertainer versus an educator. Right? But see, that's why it's tough. I think I got to give it to Robin Williams because, like I said, I can't see us all getting together and mourning Dolly Parton for 2.5 hours like we did for Robin Williams.
I mean, but aside all that, I still will go to Dollywood. I looked it up once. It looks like a pretty cool place to go to. It's like a real amusement park, and I want to go. So I want to go to Dollywood. So, okay, Robin Williams wins this one. All right.
So, yeah, Robin Williams wins that. So, Trebek versus Williams.
No, you picked didn't you pick Foxx?
Oh, Foxx. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Foxx versus Williams.
The Entertainer versus the Entertainer.
Another entertainer battle. Yes.
I don't know how much of it. I mean, I think we already both know Williams wins this one. I don't even think we need to discuss anything just because we already know Robin Williams wins.
Yeah, I'm. Although I do like the Jamie Foxx stand up, I'm not trying to find Jamie Foxx stand up 30 years after it aired, like I do with Robin Williams. There's one Robin Williams concert I try to find all the time. Mm-hmm. And, I'm not really searching out old Jamie Foxx skits.
Yeah, no offense to Jamie.
No offense to Jamie.
Fine entertainer. I'm pretty sure he's again, I know he's well loved, but no Robin Williams.
Yeah, all right. For sure.
So, oh boy, well here we go.
Robin Williams.
Who made it to? Yeah.
So Williams versus Rogers. I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Again,
well, they're both. Yeah.
They're both
hit me.
Well, we got an educator versus an entertainer.
sure.
So the classic battle. The whole side has been that for the basic. Basically this entire side has been educator versus entertainer. Jesus.
Yeah, we have one educator on the other side.
Yeah.
The other that right side bracket has one educator. Everyone else is is an entertainer. Wow. All right.
Shit.
I know. This is. I think this is harder than the Dolly Parton one.
Mm-hmm.
Because. Oh yeah. Hi. Hey. Wow. We have. We have a guest today. Yeah. Look at that.
Thank you for joining in.
He's snapping. He's snapping us, which is kind of funny to me. But that's okay.
That's
I haven't heard anyone say "oh snap." No, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know "oh snap."
Oh, okay.
I've just never used the snap on my.
Shiver me timbers.
Thanks, Greg. Oh man. Well, I don't know.
Rogers and Williams.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's tough, man. I'll go back to the same thing. Like, we spent 2.5 hours talking about Robin Williams movies and how he made us feel. Yeah. None of us called each other when Alex Trebek died, or Mr. Rogers died.
Our current battle right now, there, Greg, is Mr. Rogers versus Robin Williams, because we're in the final bracket for the left side.
So, any argument from you, Francis?
No. I mean, Robin Williams, he wins.
I mean,
I don't know what to say because he wins. Like there's so little there's so little in common between the two, right? That I feel like how do I put it? It's like it is an apples to oranges kind of situation here, and I feel like that because of Robin's impact in the sense of like, yes, he's in every movie. You know, he was influential in like a lot of comedians' lives. While I know that Mr. Rogers influenced a bunch of children, true, but I think if you're gonna think bigger picture, like entertainment wise or just like society wise, I still think Robin Williams, despite the fact that Rogers was there when you were a kid. Robin Williams is there when you're a kid, and then when you're an adult, and when you're an old man. Like he's still there. Like his influence is still there at every age. So Robin Williams to me wins.
I will agree. Again, like Bob Ross, he's there. He's there for all the different generations. Everybody's there for whether you are a Mork from Ork fan, an Aladdin fan. Right. Help me out later. Other movies. It's a serious role. He did that serious movie. He was the fucking funny doctor. Like
he was Patch Adams. He was in Good Morning Vietnam. He was he did. He was Mrs. Doubtfire. He's in a bunch of stuff. Yeah, he was. He was in 1 Hour Photo. Where he plays the creepy guy.
Greg says that, people quote Robin Williams constantly. No one really quotes Mr. Rogers, which is very true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with agree with you on this one. Robin Williams definitely beats out Mr. Rogers for the left hand side of the bracket.
That's true.
Moving on.
All right.
To the right-hand side of the bracket, at the top right, we're going to go Shaq versus Paul Rudd.
Why is Shaq on there?
Why is Paul Rudd on there?
Another one I don't get. I don't understand the Shaq thing.
I don't understand the Paul Rudd
Shaq's
thing.
Okay. Oh, Paul Rudd's beloved by everybody.
I understand
Everyone
that.
loves Paul
I understand
Rudd.
That, but come on.
I'm happy he's on here because I like Paul Rudd that much. I love him in every movie he's ever been in, from Clueless to I Love You Man. Like, I just like Paul Rudd in general as an actor and as a person. So I'm happy he's on the list because I think he is universally liked. No one ever says anything bad about him. Plus, he never ages, which is another thing.
Well, to be devil's advocate,
Oh, I know Shaq doesn't age.
Shaq doesn't age either.
No, that's true.
But
I can't argue that.
But
Yeah.
to counter your points, Shaq is a horrible actor. And I don't find him entertaining because I can't understand a fucking word he ever says, unless he says, "Can you dig it?"
That's true, and you're right. You're right. You're right, Greg. He does do the shoulder thing like a cat.
Yeah.
He does that.
um,
Yeah. No. I don't know. He's fine as a commentator. But Paul Rudd.
yeah.
I don't know,
Paul,
he wins.
plus, Paul Rudd was Josh in Clueless.
Was that his name? Was Clueless? Was
Yeah.
Josh? That's funny.
Yeah, and when he was in, the Marvel movies, I'm always like, Josh is there to save the world.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, Paul Rudd. That's an easy one. Paul Rudd
that
wins
was easy.
on that one.
I think this one's going to be pretty easy too. Steve Martin versus Tony Hawk.
I get why Tony Hawk is on here because he always gives those cute little anecdotes of when nobody recognizes him, and he's like, "Hey, I went out the other day and no one recognized who I was, and that was funny." And people are like, "Oh, cute." But yeah, Greg's right. Steve Martin.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
There's no argument there. That's like, I guess every bracket has to have like one blowout, but you would think that would be the Bob Ross versus The Rock being the 1-16 seed match,
right? Yeah.
Not the 6-11 match. But what do I know about fucking brackets? And I just pulled this off the internet, so what do I know about anything? But
I love it though.
Tony Hawk, he did that 900 thing. I stayed up late to watch him do the 900 back in the day. Innovator of a lot of tricks.
Yeah.
Inspiration to a lot of skaters out there. But Steve Martin's hilarious.
Yeah, and he plays the banjo.
He plays the banjo, and he still plays the banjo, and he gets social media despite being 80-something years old, or however old he is. And he's Steve Martin. You can't. Yeah. That
Or
was,
as Swiss and Bullets likes to call him Stove.
Stove Martin.
I know, he says Stove for sure.
Oh, Stove for sure. So that was
good old Stove Martin.
So Paul Rudd versus Steve Martin.
Steve Martin wins just out of seniority and being in more classic movies. I mean, Paul Rudd's amazing. To me, it's a tight match, but I already know that Steve Martin would win. Like, if I had my way, Paul Rudd would win, but I know that popular vote would have Steve Martin winning, just because he's just that good. And he's just, I mean, for Three Amigos alone, Steve Martin wins.
Sure.
So it's just like a movie I don't ever. I need to talk more about. I talk about comedies all the time. I need to talk about Three Amigos more often because that's one of the. I love that movie.
It's a great flick. He was also in that movie.
I love
what
that
was
film.
that movie, Roxanne, where he was basically like Pinocchio?
Well, no, I think you're talking. Is it Roxanne or was it?
Was
Because
Roxanne.
he was supposed to be Cyrano, where he had the big.
Yeah, he had
schnoz.
just not Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had the big old schnoz. Wasn't it supposed to be like a love?
Yeah, he
love,
did.
Like a modern take on an old love story or something.
Yeah, it was the Cyrano de Bergerac tale where this guy who was in love with Roxanne, but he was so deformed with his nose that he had someone else express their love to her, and was their voice. There was actually a recent musical movie with Oh my God, Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones was his face. Peter Dinklage, which is really good. I really like that movie. But yeah, he was again father of the bride. Greg points out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, he does win everything. And if Martin Short was on here, that is a tough one.
Yeah, that
Steve
would
Martin
be.
versus Martin Short, that would be a really tough battle.
That would be.
Between the two of them.
That would be one of those like I can't choose. That
Yeah.
would definitely be on that list. One that I probably could choose though. Steve Martin versus Jack Black. Steve Irwin versus Jack Black.
I'm like, what are you talking about? How dare you? Yeah, Steve Irwin versus Jack Black. Crikey. I mean, just out of sentimentality. Look, personally, I want Jack Black to win because I like Jack Black more than I like Steve Irwin. I'm gonna get why Steve Irwin's on here. He's great. I think he was obviously very good with animal conservation, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he was really good at being a crocodile hunter, and all that stuff. But boy, do I like Jack Black way more as a person. And I love Jack Black. He's funny. He's even though he seems kind of wholesome still, and he's Bowser in the Mario movie, so it's like it's hard for me to choose between. I'm picking personally, even though I know Steve Irwin should win, I am picking Jack Black. Oh no, Lister's mate hates Jack Black though. So much so that I had to approve his message.
Oh wow! I didn't even see it pop up. Jack Black is an asshole, and he uses bad humor to pick on animals.
I mean, probably. So you and I, listeners, mate, are butting heads against the, Jack Black versus Steve Irwin. But I know in my heart of hearts, Steve Irwin should win. So I'm gonna still pick Steve Irwin either way, because he's the wholesome guy, right? He's
Right.
the one. He's the good guy. So I'll still pick Steve Irwin, even though I think Jack Black should win.
So we go back again. Educator versus entertainer.
Yeah.
Irwin did all the animal conservation. He got people to watch Animal Planet, which everybody wrote off Animal Planet. And then, he has his show and everybody was watching it. Again, kind of at least here in the States, universally liked. I guess that's why he's on the fucking list. But Jack Black is pretty fucking funny. Well, he was pretty fucking funny when he smoked weed. He's sober now, so I don't know if he's actually funny anymore.
Yeah.
Not to say that you can't be funny without weed. Yes, you can, obviously, because we've all been there. But lasting power, it's a tough one as well, because as you started your little rant on it, you started with crikey. So I mean,
Yeah.
Steve Irwin is in the colloquial. How do you say that?
Well, he's in the zeitgeist.
Yeah, like he's there. But this is going to be one that I have to go with the entertainer. I think the Jack Black's going to have the lasting power of the two.
Well, it looks like we don't have the support of listeners, mate, or Greg, so that's cool. I also. So okay, well, I would have picked Jack Black too. So I guess he goes through to the next round.
Okay.
With Danny DeVito versus Brendan Fraser. Do people like Danny DeVito really that much? I didn't think he was that great.
I think the older so when Batman Returns came out, I don't think anybody really gave a shit about. Yeah. I mean, they loved Danny DeVito's performance, but I don't think they cared about Danny DeVito.
Oh, they cared about him in Taxi.
That was fucking
with
that was 3 decades earlier, 2 decades earlier
with Christopher Lloyd. I know, but still.
I don't think it was until Always Sunny,
Oh,
where Danny DeVito's lasting power or pop culture window of whatever became a thing. Because
yeah. Right.
yes, people talk about him as the Penguin, but they also love to bring up him as the Man Cheetah, or that meme where he goes, "Yeah, well then I started blasting." So anyway, I started, whatever the meme is. So
Right.
of the two, I gotta go with Danny DeVito on that one. I mean, Brendan Fraser's
Yeah, out
got
of
this.
popularity.
Brendan Fraser's got this amazing redemption arc happening right now,
Yeah.
and he was
Yeah.
the Encino Man, and he was in fucking the rock and roll movie with Adam Sandler
Mummy.
and what one?
What? Oh,
He
what
was in
rock
a
and roll movie was that?
he was in a band with Steve Buscemi and Adam Sandler. It was a total Saturday Night Live movie. Why can't I think of the name of the movie? Airheads.
Oh, Airheads. No.
I think Kevin Nealon's
Yeah,
in
no.
it somewhere. It's a total Saturday Night Live movie. Like I said, his redemption arc
Look,
right
I
now.
guess I get that. Yeah.
Like I said, his redemption arc right now is pretty amazing. I think he's. If we did this list in 5 years, I would probably go with Brendan Fraser on his projected redemption that he's on right now. But we're talking today, right now. I got to go with Danny DeVito.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're split because I get it, like Danny DeVito, but again, and you're right, he is universally liked. I mean, there was that one, maybe it was like 5 years ago or something, where a girl, actually, she was like in high school, but she took a cardboard cutout of Danny DeVito to prom.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say,
Like,
was her prom date, was a cutout of.
Didn't he have a cutout of her on the set of
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, it was like a cutout of her in her prom dress at the set, which was unfortunately not weird, because it could have easily been weird, but it was weirdly not weird. um, so yeah, and yeah, you're right. DeVito's in Junior. He was in. DeVito did a bunch of interesting films. Twins, right?
The way
Twins.
the way that Greg said that though, DeVito's in Junior too, which is funny because I heard a rumor that a Twins sequel was greenlit or in the works, and it was supposed to have a third twin, a triplet. And guess who that triplet was rumored to be?
Is it still not going to be the case? I thought it was going to be the case.
Well, I don't know.
You mean this person isn't going to be?
I don't know, because that's your fucking neighborhood, not mine. But I heard Kevin Hart was supposed to be. I heard Kevin Hart was supposed to be the triplet.
Oh, originally, it's because it looks like he still has the director. Ivan Reitman has taken on the role of director in this one. Oh no, he's dead though, isn't he? It should be his son, I guess.
It's probably his son. I don't know.
Anyway, Eddie Murphy was supposed to be the third triplet.
That would make so much more sense.
Because these are all ladies, right? They're all 80s stars. So I don't know. Look, personally, I still think it's Brendan Fraser as the win. Danny DeVito's great and all. It looks like Greg agrees with me on that. I don't know where Listener's Mate sits on that. But the real question is, who would win between Jack Black versus Danny DeVito? It'd probably end up being Jack Black. Who'd win versus, I guess, even also against versus Brendan Fraser, right? Like, against either of them, Steve Irwin and Jack Black, no matter who between those two made it into the next round, would have won over those two, no matter what. Like, either one of them would have won over those two. It doesn't really matter. So I would say let's put. I kind of already know who's going to be in the last bracket, in the final round. and it's up to you. But do you want to jump to the final round? Because I already know who it's going to be.
So I'm guessing you're looking at Steve Irwin or not Steve Martin versus who did we pick on the other side?
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
I believe we picked Robin Williams on
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, we did. So Robin
Yeah.
Williams
Yeah,
versus
so
Steve Martin.
that is hard
That is.
because I think I'd be sad if Steve Martin. Like if we went to that one question I asked about Dolly Parton and Robin Williams, if Steve, I would be sad if Steve Martin died because I think he's been a part of my life with movies and stuff since the beginning, just as long as Robin Williams has, right? Obviously longer because he's still alive, but like he's been around that long. So I'm gonna let you start because I want to hear your argument on who should win between Robin Williams and Steve Martin.
Uh, yes, very tough. Both have incredible lasting power. If we're gonna, hit the same bullet points that we've been hitting, I'm trying to go over films as well, just to make sure. You know what I'm saying? To make sure,
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Father of the Bride,
Bowfinger,
Parenthood, Bowfinger.
My
Was he
Blue,
in Bowfinger?
yeah, My Blue Heaven, one of my
My Blue
all-time
Heaven.
favorite movies, stars Steve Martin.
Mm.
It. I can, if the two died at the same time, Steve Martin and Robin Williams, I can see all of us doing the exact same thing and mourning both of them as equally.
Yeah.
But I think, and granted, not all of those players are here right now, but I think the majority of the players would lean more towards Robin Williams as opposed to Steve Martin. But me, myself, I'm going to lean more towards Steve Martin on this one just because he's still around and he still can entertain. Not that Robin Williams can't entertain new audiences, right? Because people are still going to be introduced to films of his. But Steve Martin is still out there trying to be funny, naturally, and playing the banjo.
And that's true.
Your rebuttal. That was a
My
pretty weak
rebuttal.
fucking argument on my side, I gotta say, but
No, well, you're basing it off of something that you cherish, right? Like you cherish the movie.
I mean, Greg
I think
said Rob Williams. He thinks Rob Williams is funnier. I think that's arguable, subjectable. What's the word you're supposed to use there?
Subjective. Yeah.
Subjective. Yeah. I mean, it depends, right? Because I think they both do really great physical comedy.
Yeah.
They both do really great slapstick. But one can continue to do those things.
Yeah, and well, here's the thing. You have to think of the stuff that really, it really is I don't know. Well, look, Greg is also arguing that Steve Martin is a more likable versus Robin Williams, and I actually have to agree with that. Even though I love Robin Williams more, and I think he means more to me in the long run versus Steve Martin. And look, and Lister's Mate has a little thing about his bluegrass music and how he'll get irritated on certain stuff. That I think that's okay. That doesn't make him any less likable.
Right.
And I think he's really picky about who he plays with, and
Yeah, I think that, but I think that's with
that's just
anybody that plays music is going to be,
music.
a little picky about who they play with, just because that you're used to doing one certain thing or a certain style or a certain speed, or the people that you play around are you're used to how tight they are, and then you get around to people you've never played around, and everybody's half a beat off or not in tune. I can see how that can be pretty irritating.
Yeah, I think
but
that's
no different than fucking Axl Rose. Really, I mean, he's an extreme case, but You know, the fucking
Wow, yeah.
the PA
Whoa,
isn't working
all right.
right, and he storms off. You know, it's
Yeah. Look, Morrissey will just cancel an entire show if he didn't have enough, food to eat for breakfast, so he's a little pouty. Like there's musicians out there
more
who are
than
just
Morrissey usually is. You mean?
more than yeah, but there's musicians out there who, you fart in the wrong direction and all of a sudden they hate the world. So it's a little tough, but I think yeah, I think that Steve Martin will ultimately win simply because between the two, he is the more wholesome. He is the more kind of I won't say he's more beloved. I still think that Robin Williams is more beloved, but you're gonna find more people who find Robin Williams kind of manic humor more polarizing than with Steve Martin's kind of safer joke telling and his type of humor, which is much more anecdotal, versus Robin Williams who just does all of the impersonations, right?
And
So
loud.
I will go with,
Just screamed
and loud.
everything.
Not everything. Like he wasn't always screaming, but
His
there were.
You need to see his stand up. He screamed everything.
Oh well, yeah. His stand up is him being loud and bombastic, while Steve Martin is like, "I'm up here to tell jokes. I'm up here to tell anecdotes.
I got an arrow through my head while I play the banjo."
Yeah, I mean, like I'm glad it wasn't Steve Martin versus like Bob Newhart or something, because then I pick Bob Newhart.
I would too, because guess what? They're both on social media, but Bob Newhart's like 9,000 years old. He's like Yoda old, and he uses Twitter. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I love Bob Newhart. He's the best. And also, I like his shows a lot.
If you're into the Newhart show, I think they're all on Lecoq now.
Yeah. Oh, they're all. Oh, well,
the Newhart, the one with the inn where he was the innkeeper.
Yeah. So that's.
I think that's on Lecoq
that's the Bob
now.
Newhart show.
That was that was just Newhart.
Oh, just Newhart.
Yeah.
Or if you can, because it's still out there. I think it's on Spotify or no, it's on Pandora. I think there's Newhart's old comedy is up there. Like his stand up is up there, and it's good. His stand up is actually really good.
Does it hold up?
And it's wholesome. It holds well, not all of it,
because it was pretty topical, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and it's also kind of racist. But here's the thing: I don't judge it because back then all that was kind of cool, right? To be like do Asian accents and stuff like that.
Oh, sure, right.
It's like that was just a thing they did back then. So I don't hate on it for that. Despite being Asian myself. So I think Steve Martin wins, the most likable, universally liked person in this bracket. Congratulations to Steve Martin.
Yes. I actually have claps, but I got too many buttons to go through to find claps. So thank you for the claps, friends.
Don't worry about it.
Thanks for playing along on that.
Yeah. Took a lot longer than you expected, I'm assuming. Too.
Yeah, a little bit. The things that we have bullet pointed, we will save for another day, I believe. But that was fun. I saw this the other day, and I was like, you know what? We didn't really do a show last week because I'm tired.
Life. Yeah, because life.
And I do want to say, though, we do want to wish everybody, it's the Chinese New Year. It's the year of the vibrator. So I hope everybody's having a good vibey time. Francis is laughing.
I think the first one to actually finally pull that joke off. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I've been working on it for like a week.
Oh, good.
I didn't want to forget that one. We'll save the rest of this for next week. But Francis, as we like to do, we like to check in on the condition of your kidney transplant, what the status of that might be, and then after that we'll throw your what you're up to next after that.
All right. Well, yeah. Hey, as always, things continue to get put on hold for various reasons. I am
Mm.
on a list, but they're waiting to kind of like push everything through until my next nephrologist appointment. So if you never knew what a nephrologist was, those are kidney doctors,
Oh, I thought
and I
those
have
were
an
the people
appointment
that
with the kidney.
I thought those were the doctors that felt the bumps on your head.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Give yourself points for
Wait.
that one.
Okay, hang
Jeez.
on, hang on. Let
Wow.
me hang on. Oh wait, god damn it, wrong button.
Point.
Or that works too. Wow, that was good. Yeah, so I have a nephrologist appointment at the end of the month, and then that should be it. Like it. I know that they keep, you know, pushing it. So, if you again, I think I'm gonna think as I get closer, I'm gonna take the jokes away about finding a kidney anywhere. If you just happen to be one of those people who are, I mean, no obligation to anybody out there, but if you want to donate a kidney, um, if not to me, to somebody, go for it. I think that it helps a lot of people. There's a lot of people with my condition who suffer in silence because it's not something you see on the outside. And we know someone who suffered for 10 years before she got her kidney.
Mm-hmm.
It literally took her a decade. And she's in her she's like just turning 40. Like she's like fairly young and she's just getting her kidney. And I feel for her. She was so excited when it happened. So that could be me. It could be 10 years. It could be a few months. It's all up to you guys. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm more worth it, but if you just happen to have a kidney that you feel like you're cool giving up, please do so. And look, Greg is even talking about one of their fans, for our Out of the Roll fans, had to wait years before getting one, and their wait lists are long, especially in California. Wait lists are, yeah, you have to give up a lot. Yeah, your life sucks when your kidneys don't work. So if you happen to have one, go to UCLAKidneydonor.org. Put in my name, Francis Fernandez, my date of birth, November 8th, 1980, and if you do that and you're eligible, it's a questionnaire, and if you're eligible, they'll get in contact with you, and you can, save my life, really, because I'm literally dying from here on out. It's just going to take. It's going to take longer.
Not to bring things down or anything, but
yeah, not to bring things down, but like my quality of life goes down. Is pretty low as a result of this whole situation. But I keep it light. I keep it breezy. I put a smile on my face because you know what?
You keep it
what
cheesy.
happens. So if you keep it cheesy. I'm Chester Cheetah over here, keeping it cheesy. So
nice.
if you can, that'd be great. And if you know anyone, if you just pass it along, that'd be great too. So yeah, thanks. Yeah. So
sorry to put you on the spot like that, but,
and you could just no, hit me up on Twitter at AKA the other guy if you happen to do it and you're like, I don't remember your information. I'll DM me. I'll send you that info. Again, it'd be nice, and you'll get this forever. You'll get this show forever.
Exactly.
I will never stop doing this show and Super Geeked Up, which is the show I do tomorrow, the Primprov show.
Yes.
I'll be doing that stuff indefinitely and writing books indefinitely if I can get a kidney. So yeah, a lot of my life is on hold because of this kidney thing. So, but anyway, enough about that.
And if you
so thank you, Josh.
If you give up a kidney, Greg from Art of the Roll will give you a free sub to their channel, which you guys should check out. You should check out Art of the Roll. I don't know what their contact information is.
Well, it's Thursday. So Art of the Roll, their guests, their cast of Canadian characters plus Floridian Greg. Our guests, constant guests on Super Geeked Up. They do real play, live action, role play, Dungeons and Dragons stuff. They're on their second season coming up the February 2nd. So in a few days, in 2 more days, they're going to do a brand new episode with a brand new season. You don't have to have seen the first season to catch up. It's a great show. It's a lot of fun. And all of them are actors, so they are fantastic. I've guested once on their show as a villain, which was fun. So yeah, Greg is awesome, and so is the rest of their team, and of course, so go ahead and check them out at Art of the Roll on Twitch.
Okay, yeah, I was hoping it was on Twitch. Yes, Greg, thank you for joining in on the episode. It's always fun to have customer interaction. Audience.
Customer?
I know, dude. I don't know. Dude, my mind's always like in
patronage.
fucking work mode. What can I say?
Try to get that tip.
Listeners made Swiss and Bullets, Ginger, everybody that joins in. It's always great to see everybody joining in. Also, as we like to do, and anybody joins and follows us on the Twitch, we have to call out their names. We had the sultry homie from the last episode that ended up spamming us.
That's right.
Towards the end of the show. So
Did they leave?
No, I mean they're still. I mean it says they joined 14 days ago. I don't get a notification when people leave.
Oh, they're just still there.
Yeah. So thanks for the spam.
Well, I unblocked them at the. I unblocked them at the end of the show, so if they want to, they can spam it anytime.
Then we have Alpha Fig, which is a pretty cool name.
Oh, another Art of the Roll alum there. She's also from Canada.
Oh, awesome. We love our Canada family up there.
Yeah.
And then we also have Slayman. I don't know. You could see it.
I can't see anything.
Oh,
I actually can't. I can't see the follower list.
S8LMINEN.
I don't know.
All right, well, whatever.
Your guess is as good as mine on that one. But,
they joined 11 days
thanks
ago.
anyways.
Yeah, whatever your name. If you're watching or you join in or something some other time, will you please phonetically tell us how to say your name? Because that's a tough one. But we thank everybody that joins us and watches us. We are here every Tuesday around the same time, 7:30-ish Mountain Time. It might be closer to 7:45. Could be closer to top of the hour. I don't know. It depends on what Francis and I are talking about beforehand.
That's true.
You can join us every week here on Twitch live or wherever you download your favorite podcast. We're there. You can find Francis at AKA the other guy. You can find me at 303_ninja on the Twitters, 303ninja on the Instagram. POI Podcast for everything you need to find us on the social medias. We have a phone number. You can call in, text, voicemail, call into the show. It'd be fun. 314-764-7631. It spells POI Pod 1 because at one point I believed in synergy. You could email us at thepoipodcast@gmail.com or join us next week and we'll have fun. For Francis, this is Josh. I don't have an ending. I don't know why the fuck I said that. We're out of here. Bye.